I'd like to start with a disclaimer. This stand-up contains jokes about race, religion, and Americans. If you are offended by any of those, please leave now. Oh, okay. So you've probably noticed that Christmas is coming up. If you haven't, I'm impressed. There's decorations everywhere and advertisements. And you'll probably notice that a lot of those advertisements include Santa Claus. Now, Santa Claus is an American tradition. What you might not know is that he's based on a Dutch tradition. I'm Dutch, I would know. Which is called Sinterklaas. Now, if you've ever thought about the story of Santa Claus, you'll have noticed that it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. There's a strange man with a red coat and a weird hat. He lives on the North Pole with 1,000 elves, and he flies down to America every year on a sleigh with flying reindeer to bring presents to children for no apparent reason. It's a bit suspicious. Now, the Dutch version is a bit different. You see, in Europe we have this thing called an education system. So, Dutch children wouldn't accept such an implausible story. So, first of all, Sinterklaas is a Catholic bishop, which explains the red robe, the mitre he wears, and the fact he likes children. Santa Claus lives on the North Pole. I don't understand why anyone would want to live on the North Pole. Snow gets everywhere. So Sinterklaas has a much better home. He lives in Spain. Then I'm an aerospace engineer, and if you've ever looked at a reindeer, you may have noticed that it's not the most aerodynamic of creatures. I'm not sure how they're supposed to take off, not to mention the immense cargo capacity you'd need to bring presents to all children in America. Sinterklaas has a steamship instead. How he's evaded Greenpeace, I don't know. There may have been bribes involved. Then there's the issue with the elves, which is, especially for a country that's so interested in racism as America, is a bit interesting. Because apparently they're teaching children that it's okay to oppress short people. I mean, they are lower than regular people, but doesn't mean they're below regular people in society. Now, I'm probably not the right person to complain about this, height privilege. Oh, right. So Sinterklaas has a less offensive type of slave, black people. Now, the official explanation is that they get black from the soot and chimneys they come through to bring the presents. Apparently, chimneys also include curly black wigs and golden earrings and red lipstick, I don't know. And now you're probably thinking, oh, Wesley, the Dutch, they must be horrible racists. To which I would say, fair point. But don't think that the English are any better. See, there's this divide in English society that I knew of before I came here, but I didn't really realize the magnitude of it. And it makes sense, because these people are despicable. They cause all sorts of issues, and they could be anywhere. Now, Southampton doesn't have too many of them, but still, you don't really notice where they are. There might be some in this room right now. Because over 30% of the population of England is northern. Stay safe, people. Thank you.